Now we can have a little review before we move on of the cube. We've made a cube, we've made a sphere, we've made a cylinder, we've made a rectangular prism, and we've made a pyramid. And these are all 3D objects that or shapes in 3D that look 3D. They are not actually 3D objects, they are 3D looking objects. So now we're going to use all of those objects and put them into one scene where they are overlapping. So I'll show you how to do that. We'll start with the ground. Go ahead and draw a horizontal line. This, by the way, is a horizontal line. The opposite of that would be a vertical line. You don't have to draw that. This is just for your information. We'll go back to that at some point. Back to your horizontal line. Next, we're going to put in your sphere, or what will be a sphere. Now it's a circle. Go ahead and put a circle kind of onto the left. Make sure that it does cut through, the ground line does cut through the sphere, and that it's, about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 grid squares long. Not too small, not too big, because you are going to need to put in the other shapes. And let's label this overlapping objects. And now we're going to have a square, which will become your cube, and that will overlap over the be in front of the sphere. So I'm going to go ahead and put the diagonals off of the top left and top right corners of the square. That will make it look like it's going back in space. Make sure that your lines, your diagonal lines, are on the same grid line. So that's how you know that they are going to be parallel with this line. We didn't get too much into the parallel stuff. We just made lines that looked good. We didn't get into the vocab yet, but we will. And then we're going to drop a vertical line right on using the grid line. So there's the horizontal line connecting, and then another diagonal at the bottom right, and then the vertical line going down connecting them. And there you have your cube. So the cube is overlapping the sphere, so you cannot see. Let me look at that. So what I did is I got rid of these lines that are inside the cube. We're going to get rid of those so it will look more solid. Right now it looks transparent, like you can see through it. There you go. Now, next, diagonal coming up from the top of the cube, going off to the right, up. That would be the back of the pyramid. And then a diagonal coming down from that, but not as long as the corner of the cube. We're going to keep it a little shorter so it can look like it's back behind the cube. And there's the diagonal. And then I showed you in red where to connect the pyramid. That's all you can see. We're not going to draw through the cube because that will make it look transparent, and that's not what we're going for. And then another diagonal, which is going to sit right on top of your So I made this diagonal going back and sitting right on the ground line, so it will actually make the pyramid look like it's sitting on the ground line. And then go ahead and connect. And then, of course, we're going to get rid of the ground line going through the pyramid so it looks opaque or not transparent, so you can't see through it. Just like that. And then Over to your left, we're putting in the top of the cylinder, and then the vertical going down. See if you can make it right on the grid line. That would be helpful for you. And then now the grid line, the vertical going down on the other side of the cylinder, and then we're going to put in the bottom of it, which will again be the same curve as the top as you would have at the bottom.